Okay, so we just saw before that whenever we can take this expression, the radical of x squared, whenever it's possible to do so, because we can't put a negative inside there, we get x. So what happens if we do these operations in the opposite order? So let's say we square first and take the radical. Do these operations in some sense still cancel each other out? Well, let's think about it. What does it mean to take the radical of x squared? Well, it means we want some a so that a times a is x squared, and since we're taking the radical, which means we're taking the principal root, we're taking the positive. So we also need a to be greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so let's look at this for a second. What does that mean? Well, it means a squared is equal to x squared. And remember, we're trying to find a. So what am I going to get? Well, I'm going to get a squared minus x squared equals 0, which is a difference of squares. So I'm going to get either a plus x equals 0 or a minus x equals 0. And remember, what we're trying to find here is a. So I know that a is negative x or a equals x. So I'm not going to have two answers here because we have this restriction right here. I know that I need a to be greater than or equal to 0. But I have a little question here. I mean, I have something of a problem. I don't know whether x is positive or negative. If x is positive, I need to take this. But if x is negative, then I need to take the negative of x in order for it to be positive. So there's a way of writing this. If x is greater than or equal to 0, I'm going to have a equal to x. And if x is less than or is less than 0, I'm going to have a equal to negative x, because we need to take the positive of the two roots, and if x is negative, I need to take the negative of the negative for it to be positive. Okay, this definition looks very familiar. Just from doing this natural sort of operation, the working out what we had to work out in order to figure out what the principal square root is of x squared, I got the exact same definition as the absolute value of x. And that's exactly what this is. And this one works all the time. This first rule that we already did works if x is greater than or equal to 0. This works for any x. So for example, if I wanted, say, the square root of 5 squared, that's 5. The square root of negative 5 squared, well, that's still going to be 5, because we're going to end up with the absolute value. Of course, here I could always take this, and I'd see that I already get 5, because of the two choices, 5 and negative 5. But we can just, for any value, say it's a variable, x squared, just get rid of both of these, but we have to make it positive when we do so.